Okay, this week, for the rest of this week, we're just going to be practicing rounding within addition and subtraction problems, and that means to round first before we add or subtract. Or sometimes we have to do both. Sometimes we have multi-step word problems where we're going to have to add and also subtract, but rounding comes before we do either one of those operations. So let's get started. Samantha walked along the river to collect rocks. She collected 177 rocks on Saturday and 148 rocks on Sunday. Which is the best estimate for the number of rocks she collected during these 2 days? All right, so here under Gather Numbers, we see a couple questions and there's some text boxes that you can fill out. So let's start filling these out. How many rocks did she collect on Saturday? She collected 177 rocks on Saturday. And I'm going to round that number to the nearest 100. So if I'm going to round to the nearest 100, I'm going to look at my hundreds place value, and then I'm going to look at my tens because that's going to tell me what to do. So our little saying is 4 or less, let it rest, 5 or more, up the score. The digit in my tens place is a 7. That is going to be higher than 5. So I'm going to up the score, which means my hundreds place needs to do some work, and it turns into a 200. How many rocks did she collect on Sunday? How many rocks did she collect on Sunday? 148. And I'm going to round that number to the nearest 100 as well. So I'm going to look at my place value that I'm rounding to. That's my hundreds. And then I'm going to look at my tens place, and that's going to tell me what to do. The digit in my tens place is a 4. So 4 or less, let it rest. My 100 gets to be lazy. It doesn't have to do anything. My 100 is going to stay the same, and everything else becomes a 0. So that's the first little step. Gather your information. Gather your numbers. You may not always have these little sentences to help you find this information, but these are the things you need to look for when you're solving word problems. And eventually, this is just going to be you're just going to know how to do this, and it's just going to come to you right away when you start solving problems. But for now, we're going to use this little extra information to help us put our information together. Will you add or subtract? How do you know? Well, what's the question asking us to do? Which is the best estimate for the number of rocks she collected during these 2 days? I know I have 2 days. And I want to know the number of rocks she got on those 2 days. What am I going to do? You're going to add them together. And how are you? I am going to add. I know I am going to add because the question is asking us to find how many rocks for 2 days. It's asking you to find a total. So now I can start plugging in my strip diagram. Well, what is the top part of your strip diagram? It's going to be your total number of rocks. I don't have that answer yet. But I do know on Saturday, she collected 200. And on Sunday, she collected about an estimate of 100 rocks. That is your strip diagram. Do you see how you have your total? You're missing your total. So I have 100, 200. That's my 200 rocks on Saturday. Here's my 100 rocks on Sunday. This is your estimate of 200 rocks on Saturday, your estimate of 100 rocks on Sunday. How many rocks did she collect altogether? She collected about 300 total rocks on Saturday and Sunday. This would be your answer. Okay? You're going to practice doing this in the next 2 slides, and I want you to fill out all of the text boxes. I want you to use your place value discs. I want you to tell me, are you adding or subtracting? And I would like you to fill out your strip diagram.